Now, crystals have been used by mankind, by humanity, for epochs. They were worn as amulets and jewelry for protection and healing, and sewn into clothing during the Neolithic, Copper, and Bronze, not to mention Iron ages. Now, they were also carried by the ancients in small pouches and placed in houses and workplaces. The primary example of this would be the shrines in Pompeii. When the shrines were discovered in the 18th century, when they were first dug up, many crystals were found in the small household shrines. I also want to get into bog bodies. These bodies, which are found throughout places like Wales, Denmark, Ireland, were found with crystals in pouches and also sewn into their clothing. These individuals were either ritualistically slaughtered or punished for some major transgression. No one knows exactly why they were placed in the bog, but just about every single bog body has crystals either sewn into the clothing or put in small pouches. There was one individual in Denmark, a woman, I believe, a young woman, who was somewhat deformed. She had a hunchback, who was literally weighed down with crystals. They must have feared this individual very, very much. All right, now I also want to mention the Iceman. Now, the Iceman is not a bog body. He's a frozen individual that was found about 20 years ago in the Alps. He was flash frozen, like a pack of bird's eye green peas. And when he was found virtually intact and preserved by the ice and snow, crystals were found sewn into his clothing, and he had a pouch not only filled with crystals, but with medicinal plants, herbs, arrowheads, and a number of holy objects, or what would be considered holy objects by the Neolithic men of that alpine region. All right, now, as I mentioned, there's a cultural foundation with ancient magic. Crystals were viewed by the ancients as tools that would repel bad energy and attract good energy. They are, in fact, a type of conductor that focuses and balances the energy flow. Now, this ancient magic, this meditation, invocation, and healing that utilized crystals was practiced by virtually every society. It's a multicultural, multi-generational thing. Now, the ancient Mesopotamians, the Sumerians, fashioned crystals into wands and scepters. They felt it created a link with the spirit realm. They called lapis lazuli the royal stone. This was the holy stone to the Sumerians. It was also the holy stone to the ancient Egyptians, who would grind up the lapis lazuli and use it for eye makeup. They considered it a spiritual stone that awakened the soul. Now, there are many mountain goddesses, personifications of crystalline power. The primary example would be the Mountain Mother, the goddess of holy madness, Cybele, the world creator, whose personification was a giant black stone. Now, when the Romans won the Second Punic War, they bring the giant stone back to Rome and begin to worship this personification of crystal power as the Great Mother. Now, mountain goddesses stretch everywhere from the Iberian Peninsula in the west to China in the east, and it's pretty much a multicultural, multi-generational view of crystalline power. Now, I want to get just a moment into the crystal ball, the speculum, a reflective surface or object that allows you to see the future. Now, seeing the future is known as crystallomancy, and gazing into the crystal is known as scrying. Now, a crystal ball is the best known method of divination. It's used to go into a trance-like state, but basically any reflective surface or object can be used. Polished stones, a polished metal, mirrors, dark liquids. This method, this type of altered state, was utilized by the ancients during the phases of the moon for elaborate rituals, invocations, and incantations. Now, this was utilized by many, many cultures, this type of crystallomancy, this type of crystal magic. Primary examples would be the Sumerians, the Egyptians, the Druids, the Arabs, and the Chinese. Now, to the ancients, the crystal itself does not have power. It's a vessel. It allows someone with a psychic ability to harness their abilities, and you need the crystal to do this. All right, now I've mentioned crystal magic throughout history. Now I want to get into crystal magic in myth and in legend, because Atlantis, at least at this point in time, must still be categorized as a legend, since we do not have archaeological evidence to back up the existence of Atlantis. Now, according to many, many authors and scholars, the Atlanteans as well as the Lemurians — now for those of you who don't know, Lemuria is the Pacific equivalent of Atlantis. It's also known as Mu. Both these ancient great civilizations harnessed the healing power of crystals. They utilized it in many, many different forms. For example, they used it for locomotion. Plato in Timaeus mentions windlass sails. They also used crystalline power for healing and for heating and for many, many other uses. However, late in the time of the Atlantean and Lemurian civilizations, they harnessed that healing energy and turned it into a weapon of mass destruction. They create a doomsday device. They turn that good energy into bad energy and create a crystal machine of death, a giant crystal death ray, which many authors and scholars, Atlantean scholars, feel was the key to the decline and fall of both the Lemurian and Atlantean civilizations. Atlantean scholars such as Ignatius Donnelly, L. Sprague de Camp, and Edgar Cayce all view the Atlantean downfall as tied to that abuse of crystalline power. They take that good crystal energy and turn it into bad, and that is the key to their destruction. Now, I want to take a moment to get into another mysterious realm of crystals, the crystal skulls. Now, crystal skulls are very much a mystery. No one really knows where they originated. Some people feel that they are pre-Columbian artifacts. Other people feel that they're 19th century fakes. And some people feel that they have extraterrestrial origin. No one really knows for sure. But one thing I can say is that the ancient drills from the pre-Columbian period were simply not strong enough to create these crystal skulls. As I mentioned, it's certainly a type of mystery. No one really knows for sure. Now, one of the theories concerning crystal skulls is that they're a kind of computer. They are, in fact, a type of data storage unit with an infinite capacity for light data storage. No one really knows. That's just one of the theories concerning the crystal skulls. We don't claim to have the answer. Now, there's a myth concerning the crystal skulls. There are, in fact, 13 life-sized crystal skulls spread throughout the world, and the myth or the legend is that when these skulls are reunited, it will reveal the key to their origin and quite possibly the key to our very existence. With that thought, we're going to take a musical break. This is a sizzling, live, hot version of The Crystal Ship by the